Hey there guys, welcome back. Today's going to be part 2 of the Sunken Greenhouse Project, and as you can see, it's more than just a hole now. I've done a few things. I didn't get all the footage I wanted to, but it was mostly because my hands were dirty with either laying block or pouring the concrete footer, things like that. But let me grab the camera, I'll take you around and show you what I've done so far, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what's to come in the next 1 or 2 parts.
Here's where I left you off in the part 1 video. Just some empty forms of my soon-to-be poured footer. I poured the entire footer with ready mix bags, which, as I said before, wasn't probably the best idea. But here's a neat trick I learned from the Ben Hutash channel. Splitting an 80-pound bag into 2 manageable 40-pound bags. After that, I simply use a garden hose and a rake to mix into the desired consistency. If it's too wet, I usually add just a couple handfuls of dry mix until I get what I want. From there, I just pour it into the forms and use a trowel to work it into the forms, making sure to keep it level lengthwise as well as widthwise. The process of laying the block wasn't too terribly difficult, but was labor intensive and did require a considerable amount of care to make sure each block was level and plumb in all directions. You're going to see a gap here in the middle of the wall, and that was intentional so that I could have the wall the length that I wanted. I later filled that gap with concrete and rebar. When I built the columns for the doorway, I added offset pieces of concrete remesh to eventually tie into the rebar that you see sticking out from that footer just to my left. And there to my right. And for this section of the wall, I'm forming up what will eventually become a below-grade air inlet that will hopefully bring earth-cooled air into the greenhouse by way of a series of tunnels or pipes or something like that. But as always, it's something I'm still trying to figure out just yet. Here's a closer look at the forms.
So the most obvious things that I accomplished since the last video was obviously the block work and the concrete work, and then a little bit of this foundation for what's eventually going to be my truss. Starting with the footer, which is what all of this block is setting on, I did that all alone, and I did it with ready mix bags. Probably not the best decision. If I had to do it over again, I would definitely get the Portland cement bags, mix my sand and rock. It ended up being quite a bit more expensive than I had anticipated, but all in all, it got done. It only took me 4.5 hours to pour this whole footer, mixing each 60-pound bag by hand. So after that, I laid 2 courses of block on this back side, and then 1 course of block on the south side, which is obviously going to be the front. And as you can see, I've framed up some extra areas to be able to allow a little more light in. The next biggest thing block work wise was the front door. As you can see, I brought the blocks up, I filled those with a ton of reinforcing rods, and I topped it off with a big old glue lamb beam that I had in my scrap pile. So it seems pretty robust, and then after that what I did is I poured my concrete footers into those blocks, and I had wire tied into it. I didn't get video of it because, like I said earlier, I just ended up having so much concrete and stuff on my hands that it was just something I wasn't willing to do at the time. But hopefully, knock on wood, it's going to be really robust and strong. So let me take you down into the pit and kind of tell you a little bit about the door. Okay, now that we're in the pit, I'll show you the finished door opening, and then if you can see just above it, I've just clamped some boards together to get my general idea of what my truss or my roof structure is going to look like. It's essentially going to be an offset pitch, as you can see right there, but I'm not exactly sure the technicalities with it, so it may go a little bit more this way or a little bit more this way, but you'll see that one in the next video. So I'll give you some size dimensions on the door. It's about 6'6" or 6'5" opening. It's 25 inches wide, not like standard, but it'll work for me. And it's really strong. Like I said, It's tied into the concrete footer on either side with some rebar that goes through the block into the footer, and then on both sides, to where if this thing wanted to collapse, it would have to bring basically all of these blocks and everything with it. So hopefully it's going to be pretty strong. And then, and if you're wondering how I'm going to mount a door to these concrete blocks, I'll show that in the next video, but I'll just show you real quick. What I've done when I was laying these blocks is I put little bolts protruding through every other course, the entire length or the height of the block. And then what I'll do is mount a piece of wood, like a 2x4, 2x3, and then just build my door in between. So after that, the next thing you'll see is the steps are kind of taking shape a little bit. Those concrete blocks are just there to kind of give me something to step on. But eventually they will be either clad in stone or maybe poured concrete or something like that. And then the sides right here will be taken back just a little bit more to give me room to build some gabion retaining walls on the sides. After that, there's one other thing in the pit that I might have shown a clip of or not, but I'll just show you real quick. You'll notice that there's pipes protruding through all around the pit right here. There's one here, one there, and one down there. And what those are is pipes that I set underneath the footer before the footer went in, so that later on, after I move all the dirt pile that's up back there, where I can build a retaining wall here and then hammer rebar through here, you know, maybe 7, 8, 10 feet to attach to a dead man or something to be able to reinforce the retaining wall. When I do get about to doing that, I'll explain it in a little more depth, but if you're wondering what the PVC pipes are, that's what they're for. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and stay tuned for part 3, where I will be building the roof structure on this, cladding it in some polycarbonate. I'll be building the door, and I'll start doing a little grading to get some of this excess dirt out of the way. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.